How you do a radio check. And lots of times, people are calling on the Coast Guard doesn't want to hear you on 16. If you want to make sure your radio's working, this is how you do it, right? Channel 83 is the Coast Guard working channel. Victoria Coast Guard, 24/7, 24/7. Can I get a radio check, please? Channel 83 Alpha, 24/7, standing by.
24/7 Victoria Coast Guard Radio, good afternoon. Loud and clear from Port Hardy, Telegraph Cove, and you're even reaching Discovery Mountain site.
Okay, excellent. I'm just off Hanson. Hey, I wonder if I'll get back to you in a second. I want to try my other radio, please.
Roger, standing by.
Thank you. And there's no...
Yeah, Victoria, 24/7, A3 Alpha, over.
24/7 Victoria Coast Guard Radio, I'd say strength is about 3, readability 5. You're clearer, but it's a little much quieter. I'm only getting you off Port Hardy and Telegraph Cove, and there's a little bit of a hum in the background of your transmission.
Okay, thank you very much. 24/7 out. All right, well, that's understandable because this radio is what I call my short-range radio. It's hooked up. They're all 25 watts. This one's hooked up to a 6-foot 4 dB gain Shakespeare antenna. This one is on my ICOM. This one, I call this my long-range radio. It's hooked up to 20, I don't know what they are, 25-foot Shakespeare's 9 decibel high gain antennas. So basically, this radio shoots a highly concentrated beam. Visualize a pizza box on top of a pencil. That's what that does. This one here is from a low gain antenna. It shoots out a broad signal like this from a shorter antenna. Not as focused and long range, but it's picked up a lot different. And the 4 dB gain short range antennas is what sailboats use, because when they're out, or should use, when they're out in the open ocean or sailing, they're heeled over. So if they're heeled over, but the signal is still relatively, it's going to go that way. But if you have a pizza box and it's heeling over like this or like this, then the signal is either shooting off into the atmosphere or it's directed down into the water, which, you'll get out for 10 miles. But if you're in a situation, you're hopeful to get 35-mile coverage. You're not going to get it. That's just the way it is. So, and that's anyway, that's the way I understand VHF radio technology. And see, another thing, that's why it's so crazy. I don't know what it is. It's power boaters. But you'll see a guy in a, 20, 30, 40-foot power boat, and instead of having his antennas like this, for some reason he decides they look sleeker going that way. Well, that's ridiculous, because what you're doing is your transmission is, in effect, the pizza box on top of the end of the antenna. So you want it like this. You're shooting your signal 30-odd miles. If you're like this in a streamlined little Lamborghini Sunbridge blasting across the waves, you're not going to put out much of a signal. And aye and goodbye.